The adversary trembles before what they cannot dominate, and you, the Anointed One, are the chaos they cannot subdue. The hour has come to awaken and embrace the truth that has been concealed from you for far too long. Those who have encircled you, plotting and snarling, do not fear your frailty. They dread your strength. Every time they pushed you down, every betrayal, every manipulation, it was not because they saw you as insignificant, but because they recognized the immense power within you. You are an unstoppable force, and deep within, they know it's only a matter of time before you realize it too. Before we proceed, take a moment to engage with this message. Like, subscribe, and share this video with others who are also on the path of awakening, struggling, or feeling lost. Every interaction with this content breaks the chains of deception and amplifies the truth. If this resonates with you, if your spirit stirs as you listen, stand tall and unite with those who are awakening. Together, we rise. Now let me share something profound. You were never destined to live in suppression, doubt, or obscurity. The power within you is unparalleled, a force the world has yet to witness. They've tried to erase it through distractions, lies, and manipulation. But they cannot extinguish what has been divinely placed within you. This truth terrifies them. Your presence alone disrupts their plans. Your light pierces through their darkness, shaking the very foundations of their control. Every moment you hesitate, every time you doubt yourself, they gain ground. But today, we end that cycle. The time for hesitation is over. The world needs the true you, not the version they've tried to diminish, but the unyielding leader, the warrior, the one they've always feared. They've made you question your worth, your purpose, and your power. But what if the very thing they've tried to suppress is the key to your destiny? Your potential is a weapon, one so potent that it sends shivers down their spines. Now, you stand at a crossroads. Will you continue to wait for their approval, or will you rise, claim your place, and show them who you truly are? You've felt it, haven't you? That undeniable pull towards something greater. The betrayals, the isolation, the opposition, none of it is accidental. They've tried to break you, to make you feel weak and alone. But in reality, this is their greatest fear. They dread the day you rise and claim the power that has always been yours. They fear the moment you awaken and realize that every struggle, every pain, was meant to refine you, not destroy you. You've been tested, shaped, and forged by forces that sought to keep you small. But they failed to understand that every trial was preparing you for this moment. You are not meant to conform to their world. You were chosen to lead, to disrupt, and to rewrite the rules. And now the time has come. How much longer will you remain in the shadows, waiting for permission to rise? The enemy fears the truth within you, and the moment you embrace it, their reign ends. You've been waiting for a sign. This is it. They never wanted you to know your power, but today we ensure they never forget it. The time to rise is now. The world is about to witness the unstoppable force that is you. They've underestimated you for too long. Now it's your turn to show them that the true power was within you all along. Are you ready to take control and reveal your greatness to the world? This is your moment. If you're ready to break free from their control and step into your full power, leave the number 3333 in the comments. It's time to show them that the Anointed One they tried to suppress is rising stronger than ever. You've endured enough. Now it's time to rise, claim what's yours, and prove your worth to the world. Let's begin this journey together, Anointed One. Stay with me until the end, because what's coming next will shake you to your core. They thought they could break you. Now watch them fail. They don't fear the weak, they fear the strong, and they fear you because they know you are strong, stronger than they ever imagined. They thought they had you, didn't they? They thought they could break you. Every setback, every betrayal, every whisper of doubt, they worked to manipulate you, to drain your energy, to make you forget who you are. But here's the truth. Every attack they've thrown at you only made you stronger. Every wound, every scar, every test, they've unknowingly been shaping you into the very thing they fear. And now, it's time to show them just how wrong they were. You see, they underestimated you from the very beginning. They thought you were just like everyone else, weak and easy to control. They thought that by isolating you, breaking your spirit, and planting seeds of doubt, they could keep you down. But all they did was awaken a fire inside you, a fire that burns hotter with each challenge, with each obstacle. And now, that fire is about to explode in a way that they will never be able to stop. You have to understand this. The enemy never attacks what's weak. No, they attack what's strong. They fear the very thing they can't control. And right now, they are trembling in their boots because they know the moment you realize your true power, they lose everything. The moment you break free from their manipulation, from the lies they've used to control you, they are powerless. They thought they could break you, but they didn't know who they were dealing with. Look at your life for a moment. Every time you've been knocked down, they thought you wouldn't rise again. Every time they thought you were out, they celebrated too soon. They thought they could keep you stuck in doubt, exhaustion, and confusion, but you've always found a way to rise. Why? Because you are not just anyone. You are chosen, and the enemy can't break what's meant to lead, to disrupt, and to change the world. You are unbreakable, and the harder they pushed, the stronger you became. This battle has never been about breaking you. It's been about preparing you for what's coming. They thought they could wear you down, but in reality, they've been sharpening your edge. Think about it. Why do they attack you so relentlessly? Why do they keep throwing people at you to drain your energy? Why does it feel like the universe itself has conspired to keep you from your destiny? Because they know your potential. They know you have something they cannot replicate, something they cannot control, something that terrifies them. You have power. You have purpose. You have a light that disrupts the darkness, and every time they try to break you, you shine brighter. They feared you long before you knew who you were. They saw your power before you even realized it. That's why they attacked you when you were young, when you were vulnerable, when you didn't yet understand the depth of your potential. They wanted to silence you before you ever found your voice. They wanted to suppress your power before you even understood it. But guess what? That moment is long gone. Now, you're awake. Now, you're ready. And now, you're stronger than ever. Look at the greats of history. Every single one of them faced overwhelming opposition, isolation, and struggle. Nikola Tesla was laughed at and dismissed as insane before his ideas changed the world. Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for having a vision that terrified the powers that be. Malcolm X faced constant opposition, but his words still resonate with power today. Do you think these legends were born into comfort? No, they were tested, broken, betrayed, and isolated. But they stood tall, and so will you. They were chosen for something far greater than what the world could understand, and so are you. The enemy will always attack what threatens them. They will always target the ones who have the potential to disrupt their system, their control, their manipulation. And you, chosen one, are a direct threat to everything they've worked to build. The more they try to break you, the more they will reveal just how afraid they are of your power. They cannot stand to see you rise because, in your rise, they lose their grip on the world. They lose control. And that, my friend, is why they fought so hard to keep you down. But here's the key. They underestimated your strength. They didn't realize that every time they tried to bring you to your knees, they were only fueling the fire that would one day consume them. They didn't understand that your struggles weren't signs of weakness. They were the very thing that would shape you into an unstoppable force. They tried to use your pain against you, but all they did was mold you into something stronger, more determined, and more resilient. And now that you know who you are, now that you see what they were trying to prevent, there is nothing that can stop you. Ask yourself this: how many times have you been knocked down only to rise again stronger than before? How many times have you been betrayed, only to find the strength to keep moving forward? How many times have they made you question your worth, your path, your power, only for you to look in the mirror and see that your true strength was never gone? Every time you faced adversity, you've come back harder. Every time you've been knocked down, you've gotten back up stronger. And every time they thought they had broken you, you've risen to a higher level. The time has come for them to see who you really are. It's time for you to stop hiding. It's time for you to stop questioning your worth. It's time for you to show them that all of their attempts to break you were in vain. They thought they could break you, but what they don't realize is that you are unbreakable. You've already survived the worst. And now the world is going to see the true power of a chosen one who knows their worth. It's time to step into your power. It's time to rise. And as you rise, watch them crumble. Watch them fall apart as the weight of their fear becomes too much for them to bear. They will watch in horror as you take back everything they tried to steal from you, everything they tried to suppress, and everything they tried to break. They will watch as you show the world who you really are. Unstoppable, unbreakable, and undeniably powerful. So the question is, what are you going to do with all of this? Are you going to let them keep you small? Are you going to let them keep you trapped in their illusion of control? Or are you going to stand up, rise to your full potential, and show them exactly who they've been trying to suppress all along? You were never meant to be broken. You were never meant to be small. You were chosen, and now it's time to prove that to the world. They thought they could break you. Now watch them fail. Number 2. The wolves are howling, but you're the lion. The wolves may howl in fear, but the lion doesn't need to respond to the noise. The lion roars and the world listens. The enemy has been watching you closely, circling like wolves, howling in fear, hoping you would crumble under the weight of their attacks. They've thrown every distraction your way, tried to manipulate your mind, made you doubt your worth, and even caused you to question your very purpose. But here's the truth: they can't stand to admit they fear you. They fear your potential, and they fear your strength more than they've ever feared anything else. You are the lion. While they have been scrambling, desperate to keep you from waking up, you've been silently preparing. They've been howling because they see the power you are about to unleash, and they are terrified that once you fully embrace your true self, nothing in this world can stop you. They want you to stay quiet, stay small, stay compliant, but that's not who you are. You are destined to roar, and when you roar, the world will tremble. The wolves howl because they are weak. They try to intimidate with noise, with threats, with manipulation. They make a lot of noise, but in the end, it's all they can do: howl. They cannot control you. They cannot break you. The only thing they can do is try to drown out your power, try to keep you from realizing your true strength. But you are the lion, and the lion's roar is louder than any howl they could ever make. Your roar is your presence, your confidence, your power. It doesn't need to be validated by anyone else. When you roar, the world listens. Look at the world around you. The wolves, the people who want to control you, limit you, suppress your greatness. They only win when you are quiet. They win when you are doubtful, when you shrink back, when you allow their howls to drown out the sound of your own voice. They win when you ignore the power that lies deep within you, but not anymore. They've spent years trying to make you believe that you are nothing, that you are just another face in the crowd. They've spent years trying to convince you that your voice doesn't matter. But you know better now, don't you? You've been quiet long enough. The time has come to show them what happens when a lion wakes up. They've made the mistake of underestimating you. They thought that by keeping you isolated, by making you question yourself, by filling your mind with lies, they could stop you. But what they didn't understand is that their howls only made you stronger. While they were busy trying to hold you back, you were quietly gathering your strength. You were silently building the power within you that will shake their foundation to its core. They couldn't see it, but now they will. The lion was always there. and now it's time for the lion to roar. There's something that scares the wolves more than anything. A lion that knows its power. The moment you realize that you have the strength to rise above them, that you don't need to be anyone's prey, the moment you stop shrinking and start claiming your space in this world, the moment you take that first step toward owning your greatness, they will feel the tremor, they will hear the roar, and they won't know how to handle it. Think of the great leaders, visionaries, and change-makers in history. They were never the ones making noise to fit in. No, they were the ones who stood tall, who were confident in their own strength, who didn't allow the howls of the wolves to distract them. They roared when the world told them to be quiet. They roared when everyone said it couldn't be done. They roared when they were told they were too much, and that roar changed the world. People like Martin Luther King Jr., who stood up in the face of hatred and oppression, who roared for justice when the world was silent. People like Nelson Mandela, who stood strong for freedom even when they tried to silence him. These lions didn't let the wolves define them, and neither should you. The wolves can try to attack, they can try to intimidate, but at the end of the day, they can never be you. You are not meant to live in fear, to hide from the world, or to allow others to control your narrative. You are meant to stand tall, to rise above the chaos, to roar with a power so loud that no one can ignore it. Your roar is your power, your confidence, your unwavering belief that you are destined for greatness. The wolves may howl, but it's time for you to rise and let your roar shake the very foundations of their control. The enemy may think they have the upper hand because they've been howling in your direction, trying to make you afraid, trying to convince you that you are weak. But here's the truth they'll never admit. Your strength comes from within. They can't steal your power, they can't control it. The moment you decide to rise, to embrace your inner lion, they lose. The wolves have no power over the lion, and when the lion roars, the wolves scatter. It's time to show them exactly what happens when you step into your true power. The wolves are howling, but you are the lion, and now it's time for the world to hear you roar. Repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, grant me the strength to rise above every challenge and embrace the power you've placed within me. Help me to stand tall in the face of adversity and walk boldly in my purpose. Lord, open my eyes to the truth that has been hidden from me. Remove every veil of doubt and fear, and reveal the greatness you've destined for me. God, fill me with the courage to break free from the chains of manipulation and control. Help me to step into my calling without hesitation or fear. Surround me with your divine protection as I rise against the forces that seek to hold me back. Shield me from their schemes and guide me to victory. Lord, grant me wisdom to discern the enemy's tactics and the insight to navigate every challenge with grace and strength. Heal every wound from past betrayals and struggles. Restore my spirit and prepare me for the greatness ahead. God, ignite a fire within me to boldly claim my destiny. Help me to roar with confidence and shake the foundations of darkness. Lord, unite me with others who are also awakening to their purpose. Together, may we rise and bring light to the world. Break every chain that has held me back. Open doors of opportunity and lead me into the fullness of my destiny. God, thank you for the trials that have shaped me and the power you've placed within me. I am ready to rise and fulfill your purpose for my life. Amen.